Welcome to another episode of ZANTASTIC. This is the podcast that explores what makes you fantastic, because the success of your business, the success of your content, the success of whatever it is that you set out to do, it really comes from you. You can learn all of the different frameworks. You can learn about how other people do things. You can learn about algorithms. You can learn about content calendars and all kinds of strategies that you can use to market your business. But ultimately, it comes down to you. The content comes from you. The best content comes from you. Of course, AI is here to help us think through our ideas, but that inspirational content that comes to you while you're taking a shower or taking the dogs for a walk, and you think, I know about this thing and I can share this. I think this could be successful. That is the magic content that helps you build success in your business. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, my name is Kathy Zant. This is ZANTASTIC. It's my podcast. This is episode 5. And when you're starting a podcast, the first few suck. So this is more suckage. This is just me going with the inspirational ideas that come to me while I'm walking dogs or listening to other people, those types of things. But I want to inspire you to find out what makes you inspired, what makes you feel like your business has purpose, makes you feel like you are on a mission. So let's talk about it. Now, I've been creating content online since the 1990s. As soon as I understood how HTML worked, I was publishing my own sites. I was testing out how to do iframes, and when CSS came along, I learned how to do that. I kind of grew up with the internet, so I've been publishing for a long time. I've published content that has worked very well. I've also published a lot of content that's just not worked well, and I posted a lot of things that are fun. I've helped a number of brands grow beyond their expectations. I understand what works, and I want to share that with you. But let's talk about content. Let's talk about content marketing. It's changing so much. I mean, in the old days, you could just post a blog post and join a web ring because search engines didn't exist at that point. And your content would find people. It would find people who had a similar interest. It was very easy to grow a blog, to grow a brand, to grow advertising revenue. All of that stuff was very easy. Typically, the way people find content now is through social media algorithms, search, YouTube videos, which is basically a search platform as well. It is much more competitive. Everybody and their brother is creating content. Our cell phones have made it so easy to just set up your camera and do whatever you want to do and see how it works. The key is to publish. To keep publishing. A lot of times people will publish something and they'll say, oh, well, that didn't work. And then they try to figure out why that didn't work, and they get into a habit of overthinking. They try to figure out what was wrong because they don't want to take the next step unless they know it's successful. If something flops, if it doesn't work, step number 1 is to publish something else. Maybe it's something on a different topic, or maybe you try a different way to communicate the message that you have. Try something new. Try something different. Watch what's working for other people and try your own angle on it. But don't stop. So many people stop themselves when things don't go exactly according to plan. They just stop. And you're never going to be successful unless you step up to the plate again and take another swing, right? You are never going to be successful unless you keep trying. You just have to keep going and keep trying. Take a step back and reevaluate your strategy and reevaluate what it is that you're trying to do, but you have to keep going. How do you do that when you start overthinking? Have a list. Just create a spreadsheet, create a doc, something where you can create a list of titles. And the more you list various ideas, the more they're going to show up for you. So keep a running list of things that you can do, and every single day, what can I do today? You go look at your titles and it's like, okay, well, I just had some thoughts about this yesterday, and you run with something that you had a previous idea. Or you go for a run and it just opens you up to all sorts of new ideas, and you just want to run with that. Ideas are always there. That creativity faucet, when you turn it on and you get the muck out, when you start getting it flowing, ideas never stop coming. So write them down. Have a place, maybe on your phone, on your notes app. You are keeping track of every idea, whether it's good or bad. Just write it down. It's your own personal brainstorm of content ideas for you. Some of those ideas might never see the light of day. Some of those ideas might inspire another idea that's even better, but writing things down and having your own personal brainstorm somewhere that's easily accessible to you, just writing it down is going to help you think through your ideas and what it is that you want to do. You have to understand your audience, right? You have to understand who it is that you want to reach and what you want them to feel, think, believe, or what you want them to do as some kind of action. What is your call to action? Because if you don't understand your audience, if you don't understand who it is that you're communicating to, it's harder to communicate to them. What is it that they have in their life that is a problem? What is a pain point that they have? If you are maybe a financial coach and you are helping people get out of debt or structure their savings or investments, think about those pain points, the confusion someone has when they're looking at their finances and they don't know what to do. You have a service that can help them. You have a service that can solve problems for them. So you want to make sure that you are addressing both problems and aspirations, because without an audience that engages with your content is not going to have any engagement. It's not about algorithms. It's not about tricking YouTube into recommending you. It's about solving a problem. Now, people ask, when's the best time to post? When should I post my content on YouTube or post my blog posts or post on social media? When is the best time? Honestly, it's whenever it feels right, whenever it feels right to you. I have used all kinds of tools that are like, oh, well, your audience is on between 3 and 5 p.m. And I'll just post in the morning and it'll do just fine. Some things will take off. There is no best time to post. I had a security video that I posted in September of 2023. It was a topic that I felt was very important. There were some SIM swapping attacks that had affected some high profile people. I felt like it was an important topic that people should know about. I just put it out there and it laid flat for months and months until someone got their bank account drained, and then it was all over the news. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got that hockey stick of analytics showing me that my audience was getting served up this video. And to this day, I'm still getting like 50 views a day on that particular video. So the right time to post content is whenever you feel it's right. It will find its audience. There's things that you can do in order to make sure that it does find its audience with using the right keywords that people are searching on, things like that. And there are a ton of tools like Keywords Everywhere. There's some YouTube tools like vidIQ that can help you title things properly and do some keywords research. You want to make sure that you are addressing the pain points that your audience has and their aspirations. Like in the security world, it's all about pain and fear. People want a solution. They want to know how to protect themselves from the evil hackers that are out there. That's how you do it. Go for the fear. It's unfortunate. A lot of people talk about security marketing just being all about fear, but I'll tell you what, that's what works with that particular industry. You have to understand what works with your particular industry. Financial coaching, for example. People are frustrated. People have fear around their finances. You have to address those things. And you don't want to be a fear monger, but you want to tease that fear a little bit. You want to agitate that frustration that they have, help them feel it again, and then show them how to find that solution and provide information that can help them, and your call to action as well. Maybe setting up an appointment with you to help them solve their financial problems. There are a lot of tools where you can look for trends, look for things that are in the news, jump on a trend and give your own take on those types of things. Twitter, Reddit, Google Trends are all great tools where you can find things that people are interested in, things that are top of mind, things that people might be searching on that are related to your field. I have a number of various websites that I go to just to see if there's anything that I feel people should know about, that people should have a deeper understanding. Sure, I could link them to those articles, but a lot of times people just want someone to talk them through. What does this actually mean? Some of the articles, like in the security space, are filled with technical terms that the average person doesn't fully understand. So I demystify all of that, make it easy for them to understand, and give them practical tips for them to protect themselves. And it makes it very easy because someone has already done the research. I am just helping someone understand it better. People learn in all sorts of different ways. Some people would rather read the article. Other people need a video. They need a short. They need something very, very easy that helps them understand there's a problem, there's a solution. What should I do? How should I think about this? A lot of this stuff is entertainment value as well. When people are picking up their phone at the end of a long day and they're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, they're also looking for entertainment. They're looking for some kind of dopamine hit. They're looking for something funny. They're looking for something interesting. They're looking for that quick bit of inspiration. Now, of course, you don't want to be cracking jokes if you are a business professional and you're trying to sell your business, and you have to have some sense of professionalism. So goofy videos that appeal to someone's juvenile comedic instincts. My husband is very into some of that stuff. So TikTok thinks that I'm very into all of that. I'm not. I'm just trying to entertain my husband on my account. I should probably set him up his own account, but long story. Also, people ask, like, how long should their content be? And the rule should be how long it needs to be. This video is exactly how long it needs to be. My editor will go through this and take out as many silences and me breathing. I don't like to listen to myself breathe. Drives me nuts. Now it drives me nuts on other people's videos. There's one person, he's a very intelligent individual and I love listening to him, but he has a very distinctive way of breathing and it drives me nuts too. Anyway, your video should be as long as it needs to be. Your blog posts should be as long as they need to be. There is no set rule, but think about where people are today. Everyone wants something fast, right? They want small bits of information, and that can inspire them to dive deeper. It's really important that we all see these trends and work with them. Take your long form content and create shorts. Create a short that tells someone a small piece of the story, and if they want to dive in deeper, they will. They'll find you. But we have to meet people where they are. And right now, it is shorts, and it's a lot of video shorts. Get comfortable with video. Get comfortable with sitting in front of a camera and just talking, and know that you can edit later and you can get shorts out of long form content very easy. Now, there's something that is very tempting, very, very tempting. Creating a content calendar. I've worked in content for big companies and small. There's a lot of people that I've worked for who have been like, I want to see your content calendar. And I've always been uncomfortable with those because I want to talk about what is important to people today, what's top of mind, news stories that are impacting the particular industry I'm marketing for, like security marketing is all news-based. Nobody wants to talk about security and hackers unless somebody's website is getting hacked, unless there's an actual vulnerability that's being exploited. Nobody wants to talk about security systems for their houses until their neighbor's house gets broken into. You have to understand who your audience is and where they're at, and a content calendar is going to get in the way of that. Content calendars seem great. They seem like the thing that's going to solve the problem of publishing consistently. So people will create a list and say, "This, I'm publishing it every Tuesday, every Thursday, and here's my shorts for the whole week," and they try to plan it all out. The problem with the content calendar is that it doesn't allow enough room for breaking news. It doesn't allow enough room for trends. It doesn't allow that sort of situational awareness of where your audience is. That should come first. Understanding your audience and what's top of mind for them is critically important if you're going to connect with them. You don't go into a cocktail party where everybody's just chatting, very small talk, and start delivering a presentation about your business. No, you have to be situationally aware and meet people where they're at. It's the same thing online. You have to understand where your audience is and understand how to meet them there. If you create a content calendar, It's going to solve the problem of showing your boss that, yeah, we're publishing on a frequent basis, but it's not going to solve the problem of meeting your audience where they're at. So create a content calendar if you have to, if it makes you feel more comfortable, but interrupt it. Be flexible enough to change. Put your audience first and meet them where they're at, because that is going to be how you're going to find success. The content calendar is just a crutch. It's something that helps us feel like we're successful, right? We understand our audience and we're doing this because it fits into this grand plan. But your audience is often not in that grand plan. Critically important to also look at search trends, look at what's working. If you're publishing on your blog, go to your search console, go to Search Insights, and look and see what people are reading on your site. What is getting the clicks? What is getting viewership? And the only way you're going to do that is to have content to publish, right? If you don't have content, you aren't going to have those insights. So you have to publish as much content as humanly possible so that you can understand what's important to your audience, so that you can understand new opportunities. I wrote this blog post a couple of years ago, and it was how to make a decision when you're stuck. And at that time, I was going through sort of a shift in my life, and I had just gotten unstuck. And so I wanted to talk about that decision-making process and what led me to getting unstuck. So I wrote that blog post. I haven't looked at it for a very long time, but I'll tell you what, it still gets a ton of traffic. I wrote a blog post about what it was like to live in Mount Shasta, and that blog post gets a ton of traffic. So I've written a few other blog posts about things to do in Mount Shasta, if there's aliens in Mount Shasta, the whole mystique. I ran with what my audience was clicking on my site and tried to go a little bit deeper with them and provide additional information that would help them understand the things that they were searching for. When you're publishing content, you have to stay consistent and persistent. Don't give up. The people who succeed, they succeed from persistence. People who fail because they stop. They overthink it. They try to be perfect. They try to lean in harder and harder on what they think is going to work until something pops. And then they eventually give up. You have to create a methodology of consistency and persistence. You have to create things that will support you to just keep trying. Every successful content creator that's out there right now did not start successful. They started just like you and me. They found success because they were consistent, because they were persistent, because they kept going up to bat and trying again. They didn't stop. They didn't let failure get in the way. They didn't let criticism get in the way. They just kept going. And as you just keep going, you will find your content starts to evolve into your destiny, where it is that you are supposed to be. It's going to start within you. It's going to start from those inspired ideas that you have, the passion that you have for certain topics, the intuitive insights and downloads that you get when you least expect. So set up a system to capture those so that you can run with them. You can put them on a content calendar if it makes you feel better. But know that the content calendar isn't what makes you successful. You are. The framework of how to create content, the formula that people publish, all of these things that people tell you is this is how you create content, this is how you do it. I'm telling you right now, it's not about formulas, frameworks, content calendars, or all of these tips and tricks and product plans and project plans. All of these things are just methods people use in order to help them find consistency. But if you could take that consistency and apply it to the intuitive downloads that you get, the passion that you have within yourself, that situational awareness of where your audience is, and you combine all of those things together, you will find success. You will find a way to create not only successful content, but a community of people who love what you're doing. They'll start to connect with each other, and you can do a live stream and start seeing people are showing up, not just because of the content you're creating, they're showing up for the community that you've created. It doesn't happen immediately. It takes some time to get there, and you have to know who your audience is and speak to them. All of these other things have to happen before that community happens. But when it happens, when you see it happening, you will know that you're finding success. And I wish that for you. I wish that for all of us. I wish that for all of us creating content and sharing our inspired messages with the world to find their audience and find success with them, because that's what's going to make the world a better place. It's not AI. AI is a tool that helps you gut check your ideas, helps you, oh, I didn't think about this other thing. I do want to talk about that. It helps you round out your inspired information. AI isn't going to take over content. We're going to take over content. You and me, content creators, we're going to take over the internet. We're going to use AI to help leverage what it is that our spirits want us to do, what inspires us. And that's how the world is going to be a better place. That is how we are going to create the next golden age. You know, lots of people are talking about a golden age. I think content creators are the ones who are going to create it. So my goal here is to inspire you to just get out there and start testing your message, testing your intuitions, testing that gut feel, and learning situational awareness, being able to understand the conversations that are happening and participating in them with your voice. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm cheering you on. And if any of this information was helpful, I would love a thumbs up. I would love a like. I would love a subscription. I would love your feedback. You just go to ZANT.com and there's a form right on the home page that you can sign up to the mailing list and subscribe here. Turn the bell on if you want to, if you're on YouTube, whatever it takes for you to stay connected, because I'm here to inspire you to live your best life. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time.